Okay. Go plug my phone in real quick. What's up, everybody? All right. Hello, everybody. What's going on? I hope you're having a wonderful day so far. Welcome back into the channel. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I've been just working on my homepage here. Working on my homepage. Working on my homepage, trying to get this sorted out. I think it's looking really good so far. I'm liking the setup. Yeah, I think it looks pretty good. My subscriber notifications has been going off like crazy. It's got like 10 straight. I don't know what the heck just happened right before I started stream. But so far it's looking really good. I'm happy with how we have it styled on the homepage here. Um, and I also went ahead and wired in the um, what was it? What was it? The resend email token reset, and it works perfect. It looks awesome, so I'm really happy with that too. So hold on real quick. Let's go add homepage styles. What's up, Cav? What's going on? Yo, I spammed out the applications for bioinformatics today. Some of those salary ranges are crazy. Now that we have almost like 4.5 years of experience in like professional, chemistry, and now like into molecular biology laboratories, and with writing code in both areas, hopefully we can maybe step it up and become full-time bioinformatics or whatever. So, oh my main page isn't showing here. Hold up, there we go. All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back in. So this is Polyworld. Welcome. The page is looking really good so far. I've been pretty actively building here, styling, trying my best to work through this and just see what we can do. So I'm pretty happy with what we have so far. I like the colors. I like the texts. I like um, kind of the overall aesthetic. I think it looks really nice, in my opinion. What do you guys think? I know people suggested to do a dark mode, but I kind of like the white mode. I think it just looks clean, and the um, dark mode's kind of overdone. It's like oversaturated. Back to white mode. Light mode. Chill. That sounded bad, bro. No, this is about programming. Okay, so I also came up with this little slogan here: understand the why behind each winner. I think that is pretty good as well. I think it has like a good little catchy. Understand the why behind each winner. Like a little catchphrase. But overall, it's looking really nice. So we have our leaderboard here, which has the appearances, P&L of each of our leaders. Hopefully, I added in this countdown here. I had to get some help writing these functions, JavaScript functions. I wasn't about to take a stab at those, bad boy. But just for a timer here that is 6 a.m. and 6 p.m., every day. So I'll probably need to add time zone of what time zone it is counting down towards. But yeah, pretty cool. Happy with that so far. Um, my so we have. Let's go ahead and go to the leaderboard page. We have the actual leaderboard statistics snapshot that is here. So you have, the individual, the day that it was updated here for the snapshot. This is yesterday's. We haven't run the program today, but we have yesterday's snapshot here, and we have the basic statistics and the in-depth statistics here for this Bettor, and it's really nice. Looks really good. I'm pretty happy with it so far. Um, I think it looks pretty cool. So now we also have the Bettor search. Now, Bettor search, let's go to a polymarket address here. Let's copy this address. And let's go ahead and add in let's go ahead and do a search here. Oh, that didn't work. Right? So if you do a search here, we're not authenticated, right? We need to sign in. So we need to sign into the page, so that's what we'll do. So let's go ahead and log into the page. Let's do our first guy, test at Gmail, or test2 at gmail.com, right? And then we're going to do, I think it's just password. Okay, boom. There it goes. So now we're here and we have free. So if we go to the Bettor search and do a snapshot search and search this guy, well, Bettor search is for paid members only, right? So you have to be a paid member, right? Because on our homepage it says that the Bettor search is a paid feature, and it requires look up any address here up to 90 days back. So start searching. So let's go ahead and log out. We don't have an ability to upgrade the account yet. We need to add that in with a Stripe webhook and like a payment page, but that's going to be like the last thing we do, I guess, before we launch. So we go Bettor search, and yeah, so we need to log in actually to the test2, or test at gmail.com, not test2, has I upgraded the account just manually. So this has a paid account here. So you can go Bettor search, and let's run this snapshot for 90 days. So it's fetching and generating statistics here for this Bettor. So it might take a little bit in terms of, because it's generating 90 days worth of statistics. So now hopefully it doesn't take too long. I think that there might be a little bit of a glitch here where it sometimes takes longer than it should. But I'm not exactly sure. No. Mm. That's right. So, streak of relation Bettor snap does not exist. Montreal, chill. Montreal, you gotta chill. Zonovan, no. No. Okay, so we added in the streak right into our leader and our build user. Okay, so let's see what's happening. So our API, our schema here for leaders has a streak, but Bettor's does not. Right? That's okay. So then if we go to our polybase here and look up here, so poly user model has a streak. Yeah, so we don't want our Bettor to have streak because that only pertains to our leaderboard and we're just reusing this model, right? So we can delete the streak out of here. And I think that that'll solve that problem. So again, it's 90 days, so this trader might have a lot of bets in the past 90 days, so it's computing those. So you might have to be a little bit patient for computing bigger bets or larger traders. But there you go. Boom, we cleared it. We solved the bug. Bug hunter. All right, so there's your custom snapshot, right? You got a 90-day snapshot. Um, you got a 90-day snapshot. So what I might do is I might, set this as a custom parameter. They can insert, any day number in the pat and, an integer. Or I might just make it like a drop down with a few select options. Or something. I'm not sure exactly. But right now, maybe I'll make it 30, 90, 180, 360. Maybe I'll make it like, but you kind of want a 1 day snapshot too, right? So like we probably want a 1 day. So probably like a drop down menu would be best. Or just a custom input. I don't really know. What do you guys think? But yeah, you can generate any of these. So let's go here. Let's find just some random address. Let's do my boy dodged a bullet. I don't know who this is, but we've been using his wallet as address since day one. Dummy as like a tester. So if we go to him and search him, boom! Look how fast that was. See, they don't have that many search. It's really fast, but it all depends on the the limiting of the API calls and how many bets they have, right? Jimmy, what's going on, dude? Stripe webhook, not too hard. They have a whole test environment with keys so you can blast the webhook, make sure it's working. Oh, cool, got you. That'll be good. We'll have to try that out and do that on stream. Maybe I think we'll probably have to tackle that tomorrow. Will be our goal for tomorrow's stream. We'll be implementing the checkout feature and payment webhook implementation for converting your account to a paid account. Ow! It's coming together. What do you guys think of the site so far? Like honest takes. Let's have like an honest, like take here. For better search, does the data fetching or number crunching take up most of the response time? No, the number crunching's fast. It's just the data searching because we have to paginate by 25. So if they have a bunch of past positions because they're like a bot that just trades every 10 seconds or whatever, and that's what hits us. But yeah, it's kind of the computation, as you can see, if they don't have that many positions, the actual computation of the statistics is pretty fast. Like I'll go 60 days for this, or I'll even go 90 days for our boy dodged a bullet, and it'll probably be not too bad. Boom, 90 days worth of positions. Now I'm not sure that's probably the same amount. Maybe he hasn't traded in 90 days. So let's grab a different trader as an example. Let's go to the leaderboard. Let's grab Texas Kid. Seems to have probably a lot of trades here. No, not too many. Okay, it's got not too many open, but quite a few closed. So, oh, not here. We'll need his address. Let's generate the maximum and search. Pretty dang good, man. I don't know. That's pretty good. Like in terms of, now this is just local, right? But it always works better local. Let's find somebody. Let's do this guy. So he's probably got a lot of plays, right? He's got a lot of plays. See, that's why I'm nervous to go all the way up to like 365 because it might take the while and the user might be like, yo, what's going on? But it's nothing like we can really do. It's the fetching of the APIs and the computation happens pretty quick after each response. But because we have to like also delay like a second or so in between each chunk call or whatever too. Dang, this is a lot longer than I thought it was going to be. It might time out. I think I made it like a 60-second timer. Oh, user not even found? Huh. No user found, huh? That's not good. So it built a Bettor and Bettor was none here. So it didn't error. Build Bettor just return none. Let's see our log error here. We have logs, right? Yeah. Yep. Glad I put those in. Uh, single Bettor error detail. So we got a single Bettor error with no detail attached though. Interesting. Huh. Where was I? Where's my single Bettor error that I have here? In Polywhirl. So it just didn't print the detail? Why didn't it print this detail? Address, in detail. Oh, it did. For this address and detail was just blank. Hmm. Why would our polywhirl... So accept exception is E here on our wait for builder here. On build user. Times out after 60 seconds. Didn't print any detail. Well, let me print. Let's see if I can print the exception type. Type of E. Oh, I know. We have to stir the E here. So it's an exception object. We have to call stir on it. Okay, so I think we can rerun this then. Let's see what happens. Uh, for better search, the data. Okay, is it OpenClaw bot friendly? Oh, look, we got it that time. Weird. Oh, that was the 30 day, maybe. Mm-hmm. Okay. So that generated it. Good. All right, so I want to show you guys this. I was working on this page yesterday. So this is the user profile page, right? So I was working on this yesterday. I had to get a lot of help with this one. It was a grind off stream. I was sweating and struggling doing tertiary or ternary statements out the wazoo for conditions and stuff. And oh my gosh. Okay, but I got it kind of worked out. I reused the same uh, uh, filter here we have for the leaderboard onto our actual account page here. And so I don't know if I'm going to keep this here, but but yeah, so this would show you like, okay, you've done 30 out of 50 searches before it starts deleting, right? Then you can maybe make like a little delete button here so you can delete a search or something automatically because it'll save up to 50 searches for your account. So, that's kind of what I would. So this is just a kind of a bare bones thing. I was thinking we could style up today and clean up if we wanted to. Mm-mm-mm-mm. But then I'll show you guys if we log out and log into the test 2 at gmail.com and do password. Right, we're into here. We go to our free account and you have to upgrade. So this would go to the upgrade page, right? The Stripe page. So if your better searches is here, but you have settings, so this would be where you would be able to update your username here, right? Um, Things like that. But yeah, so it's coming together little by little. Honestly, I'm not really sure. Like, should be we're at a point here, you guys, where it's like, okay, what do we do? Do we launch the product? Do we try to make it real? Like, do we keep going, or do we focus, like, reel it back in and focus back in on our learning and whatnot? That is the question, and I want to have like an open discussion with you guys, an honest discussion about the site in general, and what's our options here. Um, because we haven't been like really continuing on with our C learning lately. We've been kind of focusing on primarily on this, building in React, types JavaScript, you know, Tailwind, building API stuff, and but that's kind of like what real world production stuff kind of looks like. So I wanted to practice that, um, and you know, things along those lines. But I don't know for I just don't want maybe like it doesn't have as much real world application as I might think it does, like in terms of value. Like, are there that many people that are looking for kind of a data snapshot pipeline like this? I'm not sure, but you know, we're kind of getting to a point where we're ready to really kind of like launch this thing and get it going. And yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. And do we, I don't know, like, what are our options here? Do we just solo launch it and just hope for the best and hope people sign up? Or Or do we like, you know, throw out, try to find some connections to people that know what they're doing and see if it's, you know, a feasible, like let them look at it, like the mock-up of it, and see if it's, you know, what they think of it. Um, I don't know, maybe I think I'm just going through some, you know, turmoil here, I guess, as we're kind of running out of tasks, I guess. I'm running out of like things to do other than just like getting into the launch phase. Like all of the primarily like the key features I wanted on the page are there. And so it's like, you know, here it is. Like now or never. So it's like time to put on the pants and roll. Um, so let me know what you guys think. It's looking real good. To give you some perspective, I give you a link to my university's UI course, final projects. Focus on what you're passionate about. Make sure it's production ready. So good response time. So that's the thing is, right now, whatever server it'll be on, that will be who will ping in the API. And if we have a lot of people making requests, like I don't think it'll work. So that's the thing that we have to think about, right? As well. So do we need to like route those requests through the client's IP address rather than using our server IP address? And how we would do that, you know, stuff like that. People want to launch the site. I'm nervous. I mean, it looks solid though. Like I think it looks good, you know, in terms of this. Ah! um, how does the rate limit work? I don't know exactly how they work. They don't let you fetch more than 25 at a time. And so I'm not sure if, well, that's the thing is our leaderboard feature is fine to launch. I think that's what we need to focus on is rather than trying to launch the two features at once, the Bettor search with the leaderboard. Let's just let's kind of split our code at this point into like production and or get our code into a point um, and kind of code out the Bettor search, not entirely, right? We don't want to like not delete stuff, of course, but like just make it so that it's hidden. It's not like accessible, right? It's just a coming soon. And the leaderboard, so that just does the sweeping every 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. And so that we don't have to worry about rate limiting by Polymarket on that because we already have that figured out. But if we have like let's say 100 people doing a Bettor search all at the same time, we're gonna get screwed. I bet you. Like okay, give me 1 second. I'm gonna go pop some pizza in the microwave. Please don't leave. I'm just gonna be right back, and we'll keep going with the project. Um, we'll kind of gather our thoughts with Claude, and we'll get some tasks to do and finalize up some next moves. So we'll be right back. Just let me go throw some pizza in the microwave. Be right back. Hold on. Don't move. Don't go anywhere. I'm getting some pizza. Break, break. Yo, we're back. We got the pizza. I got some pizza. Oh, sure. Okay. Oh. Should we watch a little show while we eat here together? little dinner date. Let me open up a new tab here. Should we watch stand up while we eat some food and talk about our site? Okay. Hey, Muhammad Sinan. Sorry, dude. I'm pretty bad with names. Appreciate you for being here. Welcome. Hello. I'm new here. I just got recommended this video. Oh, nice. Polyworld is a site Mike's created to look at poly market stats for maximizing my betting earnings this summer. This is one of the cleanest websites I've seen in a while. Oh, thanks, dude. I've really been trying to focus on making it just clean and simple. Like I'm really tired of over cluttered, like clean clutter. Like what happened to just clean bareness and like strategic placement of elements rather than just throwing everything at you in a clean way. Like, yeah, just because it's in a grid doesn't make it clean. Like it's just like there's too much going on. My brain's annoying, right? So this is what I've got so far. We've got our leaderboard page. We've got our leaders, like our snapshots page. So everything just like look the flow, everything in terms of synchronicity between each page looks really nice. Like all the color scheme, like it's a real thing. I don't know. We got our pizza here. Oh. Okay. Got some Mountain Dew. Okay. Let's go to Cloud. Let's talk to this guy. Hello. Back working on my project today. I have successfully implemented the Bettor search, a user, profile page. It's a little rough right now. Could use some work, but it'll get the job done for now. A homepage, leaderboard page, and a snapshot page for both leaders and bettors that are searched. At this point in time, we're getting ready to, it's pretty much every feature I wanted is implemented. We have resend emails, we have, appearance tracking we have not only the statistics we're tracking from Polymarket API data, but we're also computing our own data statistics from our like a proprietary end. So including like the appearances and the hot streak. At this point in time, it's really kind of getting to where we need to like launch a product, but I think it would be better to launch just the leaderboard at first and kind of quote unquote code out the Bettor search and like make it unaccessible so that, because I don't think if we have like 100 people searching bettors at the same time, we're going to get wrecked by Polymarket API limits on our server. So we need to think about how we're going to like proxy those IP addresses or use the client side IP address to do the search. But at this point in time, I'm trying to have a conversation with you to gather my thoughts about what we need to do to get ready to launch this product now that we have all the really features in mind, and I'm kind of not doing much coding anymore. It's mainly just polishing designs and thinking about architecture and systems. Okay, that's a good prompt. That's a solid prompt. Okay. There we go. Okay. What's blocking launch right now? Deployment. Still the number one blocker. Nothing else matters until there's a real URL. You need a VPS, NGINX, SSL, and your domain pointed at it. This is a few hours of work, but it's the most important thing on the list. Number two is the pipeline scheduler. The leaderboard only works if the pipeline runs automatically. A cron job on the server at 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. Without this, you're manually running the pipeline, which isn't a product. Environment coding. Separate dev and prod configs so your local debug credentials don't end up on the server. What you should hide / stables for launch. Your instinct is right. Hide Bettor search for now. The easiest approach is just removing the route and nav links rather than building a full access control system. The backend endpoints can stay, but the front end just doesn't expose it. Add a waitlist or coming soon placeholder instead, so you're capturing interest. Okay. On the API rate limit concern, this is a real problem worth thinking through carefully. A few options. Option 1 is a queue system. Bettor searches go into a queue and get processed one at a time rather than all hitting Polymarket simultaneously. Simple to implement with something like Redis or even just a database table as a queue. Option 2 is cache results. If someone searches an address that's already searched in the last hour, return the cache result instead of hitting Polymarket again. You're already saving the Bettor snap, so this is mostly a check before calling build Bettor. Option 3 uses the client's IP. When users search from their browser, their request to Polymarket could theoretically come from their IP rather than your server. This is architecturally complex and not worth pursuing now. Option 4 is rate limiting your own endpoint aggressively. One search per user per 5 minutes. Simple, effective, buys you time. You already have a slow API in place. Option 4 is the right starting point. You already have the infrastructure. Okay. What I focus on this week in order. Deploy to Hetzner's, get a real URL. Wire up cron for the pipeline. Hide Bettor search from the front end. Test the full leaderboard flow in production. Share it. Oh my gosh. Oh boy. We log into the paid account. Oh, that's the free account. This shows of all our snapshots, but we don't have. We need to fix this page. That's something big too. Okay. Okay, so let's ask. Okay, then to get this started, would I need to deploy my server-side code to this endpoint, or what do I need to do to learn about this and, implement this? I currently still need to polish up a little bit of the user profile page so the front end isn't completely done, and I still need to also, hide the Bettor search and stuff. Getting some feedback here. We're planning out our plan here. Let me give you a clear picture of what deployment actually means for your projects you're working with. What you're deploying, you have 3 things that need to run on a server: a fast API backend, a React frontend, and a Postgres database. Right now, all 3 run on your laptop. Deployment means moving them to a VPS that's always on and accessible via a real URL. The stack I'd recommend is Hetzner's CX22, is cheapest viable option, around $4 to $6 a month. It's based in Europe or US and reliable, no nonsense. The software you'll install on it is this. So Ubuntu, the operating system, NGINX, which is a web server, Ubiquorn, PM2 or systemd keeps your process alive after crashes, your database, and a certbot, free SSL certification that via Let's Encrypt. High-level flow. User visits polyworld.app. DNS points to the Hetzner server IP. Nginx receives the request. If /API, forward the API running on port. If /serve to rack build as static files. Rough order of operations. Buy Hetzner VPS SSH in. Install dependencies. Clone your repo under the server. Set up your environment with production values. Build your React front end. Configure Nginx to serve and build a proxy of the API. Run fast API with the Ubiquorn behind a process manager. Point your domain at DNS to server IP. Get SSL cert with certbot. Set up cron for pipeline. I really would like to get better at terminal work and SSH. So I want you to be more of a teacher and tutor along this process, guiding me, having me do the work and show you my outputs, confirming the process. Okay. Okay. Now that pizza, boys. Okay. That's the right attitude. Deployment is one of those things that feels intimidating until you've done it once, then it clicks permanently. Before we touch the server, let's make sure you understand what SSH actually is. SSH in plain English, like a secure shell, is how you control a remote computer from your terminal. When you run SSH user at IP address, your terminal stops talking to your Mac and starts talking to the remote server. Every command you type on that machine runs on that machine, not yours. When you're done, you type exit and you're back on your local machine. So just tap it into that one. It's just a remote terminal. Before we start, a few questions. Do you have a Hetzner's account yet? If not, go to hetzner's.com and create one. You'll need a credit card. Oh, and so it begins. I need a credit card, huh? Hetzner.com. Okay. Gotta create an account here. I'll make an account. DNS. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I should have gotten an email. Okay, we should have gotten an email here. Okay. Da, 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 da. Okay, individual. Sure, where my stream's showing. Yeah, it's just showing that good. Okay, hold up. Let's make sure. I'm just gonna be safe. Do what you want under the moonlight. Yours for the taking. Dang, it's making me put in this cheese right now. Hold on. Make sure this don't go on stream. Oh, hold up. Come on. Let's get over it. All right, we're successful. Cool. Okay. Okay, let's go to this. Okay. All right, I just made a Hetzner account. It has me in the DNS console. Not sure if that's the right place. But, anywho. Yes, my project is a GitHub private repo right now on my profile. Put your domain. In Hessner, look for cloud on the left side on the type navigation. Okay, so let's go to hetzner.com. Login. So cloud. Top. You want to create a new project first, then a server inside of it. We doing this right, guys? Do what you want. What's the pro and con of doing this with Vercel versus doing it with Hetzner? Can we even do it with Vercel with our current setup via that we have Python? So Vercel doesn't run persistent Python servers. Postgres can't live there. Okay. Let's do whatever is smoother and cost effective. Okay. Okay. Go to Vercel.com. We already have that. Vercel.com. Okay. Once you're in, come back and we'll connect your repo and get the front end live first, and we'll tackle the Hetzner server from the back end. Okay. Well, if that's the case, we kind of need to get this front end completed then, huh? AJ, you think we shouldn't do Vercel? Should we all just do Hetzner's all the way? Okay. So we need to just so what we're going to do is in our users fields, we're going to add in a username, which is text. Okay, so have a username which is blank, which is default to user. Did he give like a quote? Okay, so we give a text of username here on our database. In Polybase, we have this. So what we're gonna do is we have create users table, get leader, get better, get leaderboard, get user by ID. Okay. Username. Oh, I'm not even showing my screen anymore. My bad. Okay. Username. Created at. Last login is verified from tier. Okay. That's fine. So then in our This is get better. Insert. Oh no, we don't want to do that to get better. User tier, user ID. User for auth. Insert poly user. Insert into user email hash, password hash. Confused. So we have our user functions here. We get user by ID, get user better searches, get user tier, get user for auth, insert poly user, polyworld user. Let's just insert email and password hash. Right? Email and password hash. So the thing is, I'm trying to set up a username in the schema for the users table. So the users table, right? And then in their settings, we're going to have an input to update your username or your display name, basically. So where's the save though? This gets ID, email, username. Hold on. Let's go to our polyworld. No, we're not even building user betters here. We're going to auth. So register just takes in the payload and does that, and registers a user with an email and password. That's it. Okay. That's right. And then our profile will return back get user by ID, which is all this. Okay, so then in database, polybase, get user by ID returns back now username here. Okay, cool. So then what we need to do is just really quickly go drop table users. Okay, and then let's open this up. Let's open this up, and then what we're gonna do is go to the users. Okay, so then let's go to the schema though. It's gonna be username, text, default. How do you do a default on this? That's dumb. Hold on. Okay, text default. New user. Okay, so it'll always get new user on creation. So what we'll do is we will go here to our server, relaunch it. Oh, and then okay. So now if we go to our Docker and do select, or let's just go like this. Let's go log out, log in. This should be gone. Yeah. So let's register. Okay, we're in. Let's go. So I'm gonna go to my profile page. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to my user page on my front end. And what we're gonna do is write user profile dot username. There it is. Okay, cool. There it is. Whoop, there it is. So we have our new user there, and then what we're gonna do is in our settings. So settings here. So here's our settings table. So what we're going to have is an a label, or I guess we'll have a form, and then we're going to do a label. It's going to be for username. We're going to have a input, which will be name, username, type, text, okay, and then we're going to have a, so we'll do a class name, border, rounded, full, large, rounded, large. This label is going to say update username. Right. Okay, update username. We're gonna have a button, or a button dark. On click will be handle submit. Right? So we're going to have a function sucks. So the login page, let's see here. This has handle submit. This is inside the function itself. So that's what I'll do is inside the function itself here we have a handle submit function. Right. And that sets error, sets loading to true. Calls await username given the username. We don't need to get any data. We don't need to log in on user data. Don't want to navigate automatically. So we say const username and set username is equal to use state, and it's going to be to profile dot username. I guess it'll be blank here to start. We call what we get profile here. So we call set username to profile dot username here. Like this. Oh no, it would probably happen inside the function here for set username user profile. Shoot. Let me see here. Let's see, let's get some feedback on this. Trying to set username on a form. So you're calling a state setter during a render, which causes an infinite loop. Read the value directly. So in our thing here, we need to read the value here. So be profile.username or profile email, whichever one's available. Okay. We have profile username here. Set the initial username state when the low profile loads in your use effect. So then profile data, get profile here, set profile, and then set username here. Okay. So then the handle submit on the form you don't fire it. You need to just call it. Okay. Okay. That's that. Input, username, type text value. Forgot about value. Goes to the username. And then every time you change, right, we capture the event and write it to a function called to set username to e.target.value. So in the form, right, you have an on submit, which handles submit. It's not read no property of username. Cannot read no property of username. See here. Set profile with the profile data. Set username with profile data. Profile data dot username. There we go. Okay, cool. So then Let me take my login. I'm going to take basically the entire thing here. Actually, yeah, I'm going to take basically the entire thing here for email. We're going to go to bottom here. Just override this whole thing. It's all in a form. Okay, give me this form. Okay, get rid of that. And this will be username. Why? Okay, there we go. So email, so this will be update username. Account settings, this needs to be 11. Next 11, and then bottom 4. Next 12, 14. Settings, we're going to do a underline decoration. Settings, that's good. Update username. So we'll do the input here with uh, 100 pixels with 100. do no, do border gray 200. There you go. It's a little better. About border gray 300. Yeah. I'll say. Oh, focus equals. Okay, that looks good. Okay. Nice. So log update. So this button is going to say type submit, disabled, unloading. Logging in, updating. Okay. So then we're going to make a gap between these two, a bit less. Oh, whoops, wrong one. The form. Yeah, this. Oh, there's Jenny, my girlfriend here. No. Okay. Hey, coding. Use Fast API with this project. Update username. I'm gonna have account settings be a little bit fainter, 500, maybe 400. And then I'm gonna remove the underline decoration offset. I don't like that. Maybe like that, like a little bit sunken in, looks like. Update username there. It's fine. So then what happened? What's up with this? There's a margin on this. 0.5. Why isn't this? Oh, small gap 6. Okay, 4, 2. Yeah, I just needed a gap 2. Okay, cool. So that's update username there. So what we're going to need to do is we have handle submit set username here for email. So type would be username, or would be text. Okay. Hmm. Oh, okay. We'll leave it at that. And then what we'll say is so then we have to write update username, right? So then we need to go to our client.js, export function, update username. So is this different from a fetch? Okay, so it's a patch method. So we're going to do profile me update update username. Credentials include method will be a patch body value of, this will be the new username that we're going to give it, right? Okay, so that'll do that. So now we need to go to our API, profile me, update username. So we'll go to our database, update username. I'll write this function given a user ID and a username. So now in our polybase, update username, right? Which this is going to be stir. This is also a stir. And this is what we're going to do. And then also self, sorry. So what we're going to do is go query is equal to so let's do actually let's go back to our profile. Let's write a class. Let's write a class of username update, which takes in a base model from Pydantic. So import base model from Pydantic, and we'll say self dot username, which we don't need self because it's Pydantic. Username equals to a field, and we'll also import field here. Let's go to authentication here for register. Register takes in a user register, which takes in a password from user base. So this field here. So we'll keep the field width there for username. And then what we'll do is we'll pass the data that we're receiving right through the object of username update object, right? So data dot username, right? Update Bettor search. So then this will be that'll just do the update. And that's it. Okay, return, we're gonna return a JSON object of message, and what the message will be would be profile username updated. Username update successful. So in our polybase update username, this is going to be update users set username equal to %s where %s is equal to, where user ID is equal to ID is equal to %s. And then what we'll do is we'll do self dot execute the following query with values equal to, in the following order of, we want to update the table first, and the username, which will be username and user ID. So that'll do that. So this calls do update user username, given the user ID in the username to update, and then returns this message. Um, okay, let's try it. If you're logged out, so let's go to the nav bar really quick. Nav bar, nav bar, nav bar, nav bar. So if user free. Navigate to profile. On click user dots here. Call this function navigate. Let's navigate. Why not logged out here? No, I didn't want to do that. I just don't think we have our back end hooked up right now. Yeah. Username requires a type annotation, that's right. Okay. New name. User update username is not defined. Okay, so user. With that then. Await username update. Await update username, take the data. We don't receive any data. We do get a message, we get a data. Error.message. Okay, let's see here. Let's take this. Let's feed it here. How did you get good at building pipelines? I don't know. Would you say that this is? It's not me trying to be like. I literally don't know. So like, um, is this pipeline even good? I don't know. Is this pipeline even good? I, I got no reference. Type username volume should be type text. Okay. That's right, type text. So then add the patch into our endpoint here. It's probably this that has a problem. I bet you. Capital JSON and the headers. Get rid of that patch. Now in Polybase, we have our update username. Okay. So the thing that we want to do though is user profile. This goes handle submit updates username for the username. And we set profile key of username. So we have to update the profile username afterwards. So, handle submit here. Await update username for the username, and then instead of profile username here, you do set profile. And you call previous, and then you wrap this. The prev username spreads all existing profile fields and overwrites just the username with the new value. On the input, we have to have value username here. Object. Thank you, Dinga. I appreciate the kind words, my friend. Why isn't this working? So this will update. Object. Oh, I did update though. Poop. No, I didn't. Object. Patch unprocessable content. Okay, so it pinged our patch and profile here. /me /update underscore username. Unprocessable content in the patch. Content. Update /me username. Update username, type string, body. Our pedantic validation is failing. Username, update, username, update. Why isn't this working? I feel like everything's right. Update is, oh, okay. Await update username. Yes. Woo! Nice. Let's go. There we go. Okay, cool. If you don't mind me asking, which company are you working for currently? the, I don't know. It might be kind of funny, but I'm not a software engineer. I wish I was. I would like to be, but competition's pretty tough. I have a degree in human biology and a minor in chemistry, and I work as a formulation chemist. Or sorry, I used to work for 4 years as a formulation chemist, and now I work as kind of like a lab administrator um, for a molecular biology lab, making sure like helping out with equipment management, audits, maintenance, field service engineers, all that kind of stuff, like general lab flows and making sure it stays afloat. Um, and so that's kind of like my newer position, kind of like moving up in the chain. And which kind of, yeah, I'm not doing much bench work anymore, actually any bench work anymore. So it's kind of a bummer. But I do have a lot more brain power and capacity every day to come and work on the projects. I've been able to really work on this project. I've been able to work this project, every day for the past month almost. Not every day, but just for the past month. Whereas if we're still in doing formulation chemistry and building the controls and stuff on the bench during the day, we wouldn't have it be as far as we are now because we've taken more breaks and all that. But hold on one second. Let me see if my lady friend's here. Gina, when'd you get home? Hello? I'll be down in a little bit. I'll be down in a second. I already fed the girls. I'll be down in a second. I already fed the animals. You fed them? Yeah. Okay, I'll be down in a second. Okay. Oh. Ah. Impressive you fixed the error. I just got to walk through our steps, right? What I try to do is I try not to like just let the AI solve it for me. I try to really walk through the steps, see where I could have issues, try to find the area I think it's in. If I can't really get it, then I'll feed it to the AI and be like, okay, what's going on here? Look at the error messages in the console, look at the network response, see what kind of network response I was getting, and kind of match it up front end to back end and kind of just go from there. But cool. So now we have this little form here for updating your username, and you have a username that displays um, out front here. So pretty cool. I like it so far. So this is our page, Polywhirl. I'll kind of go full screen here for you guys. So this is Polywhirl for those that are new. My name is Michael. I got a degree in human biology and a minor in chemistry. I'm trying to get better at computer science and programming by teaching myself computer science and programming by doing computer science and programming on like almost a daily basis after work from a 9-to-5 job. I would really like to be a software engineer one day and try to bridge that gap. But being that I don't have a CS degree and that the market is super competitive as it is and getting more competitive day after day, It's not, the odds are not in my favor, trying to beat out CS majors and stuff that know more about deeper level algorithms and things like that. And can do leak code. I don't like doing leak code. I'd much rather build actual projects than do leak code studying. So if that means that I can't become a software engineer, then I don't know, whatever. Maybe I'm not even ready to be one. That's probably the honest truth, because we have a lot still to learn, and people go to school for 4 years to do this, and they still are struggling to find work. So we can't really complain. We have work, we have a job in our current field, so you know it is what it is. But we've been building our project here. This is Polywhirl. It's a data pipeline. It runs a asynchronous job every 12 hours at 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. is my goal. Currently don't have that set up right now. It's just manual, but it will be when I get it set up on the server. What the annual sweep does is it gathers the leaderboard data from Polymarket, separates out those leader addresses into their own kind of buckets, generates data for them for an X amount of positions or X amount of days in the past, and all of their open positions, and computes a statistical snapshot for that trader in that time, at that time frame. And so what you're able to do is kind of generate a customized leaderboard here, displaying the top traders on Polymarket for that given sweep in a rewrapped way, right? Not as simply as just like, oh, top performer of raw P&L, but you can actually sort by more niche factors here, and also the amount of appearances that appears on our leaderboard and sweep. So if the leader appears 5 times, has been picked up 5 times, we have internal metrics now being applied to these leaders. It's not being shown right here, but as soon as a leader has a streak above 3, meaning that they were actually picked up in a sweep 3 times in a row, not only in appearances but in succession consecutively, they'll get a little badge here for a hot streak, which is a number and a little fire emoji. So that's a pretty cool feature we have there. You can go ahead and click on your individual, bettors to get a more the in-depth snapshot itself of that trader. So here's the information for Symmetry Sun. He, has the past 30 days. So for the leaderboard is just 30 days of closed positions per the disclaimer, and all of their open positions, because I had to make it 30 days of closed positions because the rate limiting was just too long, and for a generalized free product, I wanted it to be quick, consistent, and reliable. So we just stuck with 30 days for about a month. So in the past 30 days, this guy has realized about 12 million in profit, but that doesn't tell the full story, right? If you blindly go see this on Polymarket's leaderboard, you might try to take this address and write an algorithm or a script to track it and trade it on your own. That might not be the best strategy. Why? Well, because this guy is currently sitting on over $21 million in losses right now. $21 million in losses he has sitting open, waiting to be closed out, because, these might swing back in his direction because they're open positions, right? But currently, he's underwater big time. He's underwater 22 mil. So he could wipe out his entire gains just like that if he closed everything out today, if all of his contracts expired. So it's not like, as simple, as black and white as just following based off of P&L. You need to really look at these snapshots and evaluate these traders. Are they bots? Are they one-hit wonders? Are they just lucky? Are they consistently winning? Are they losing? All these different angles, right? And then you can see, okay, so this guy, you have like a prediction accuracy, which is like a crystal ball rating. Are they accurately predicting the future on their trades, or are they just kind of playing volatility and volume? Well, as you can see, this guy is not predicting the future at all. He's just playing raw volatility and volume. And so, but he does have a pretty good edge on the ones positions he is closing. But, by taking and following a trader like this, if you were to take all of these positions, you really need to know when he closes, because if these don't swing your way and they remain open, you will be wiped out. So that's kind of like what the snapshots tell you, which is pretty cool. Now there is a thing called a Bettor search, which paid members will be able to access, which you can type in any Polymarket address and get access to that information that way, and for any date range of closed positions here. right? 30, 60, 90 of closed positions. We need to wire up that link for closed position history in your profile here. But if you have a paid account, so the next thing we need to do I don't think I have this upgraded. That's why, because I wiped the leader. I wiped the. Yeah, we need to do that. So let's go to here. Let's say update users. Set you tier equal to 1 where email equals to test at Gmail. Update users, set tier equal to 1 where email yeah, now we're paid and no searches there. So if we go and do a search, is there any courses that you recommend for building pipelines? Um, I never took any courses on. The only data like modeling course I took was MIT's stuff, but that was it. I have some MIT 6.000.2 like modeling Python modeling course on my channel that we got about halfway through or so. But that didn't really teach me a whole lot. A lot of that was kind of review from college and things like that. Just applying those statistics into Python. What's going on here? Why is this taking forever? What the heck's going on? Huh? What's going on here? Come on, work. There we go. Okay. Yeah, so you can generate a snapshot. Then you can go to your account, and now you have a snapshot saved here. Now we need to be able to click on this to go back and view the snapshot, right? And then fix this. So that'll be tomorrow. What we'll do is we'll fix this page, and then it'll be ready. And then we'll just limit the Bettor search, and I think it's ready to go, guys. Anyways, thanks so much for being here and hanging out with me today. This was a super awesome stream. We did a lot. Got the homepage basically finalized. Got the user ability to add it. We added the username to the ability to like a display name to the user's profile. It's not anything like unique or anything. That's the email, but they have the username, and then they can update the username here, right? And there you go, you get a new username. So cool. That looks good. So tomorrow what we'll do is we'll finalize this page here. So we just need to make it so that the addresses display properly here. So the time comes in, the time that you searched them or created the snapshot. Right? And then maybe like a stat, like the P&L of the person or something, just like a quick stat. And then, yeah, you'll be able to click on it and then it'll go to that person, generate that person's snapshot again, just like you did before. And the product is ready, pretty much. We need to change this and this. I hate that purple. We need to add an ability to probably delete searches out of here if they are if they something like that. All right, guys.